You might be wondering what I'm doing. I'm just looking myself in the mirror, and I'm remembering when I was a kid and how meaningless mirrors were. I was a complete tomboy, and I loved climbing trees, and all I wanted to do was roughhouse with my brothers and get dirty. I mean, I ripped the heads off dolls. And, you know, then I got onto my teenagehood, and I recall that as a teenager, I didn't much care for mirrors either. You know, you're at that kind of goofy age, you kind of look dorky. And I think I did, just the way most teens think they do. And over the years, you know, I just haven't spent that much time in front of a mirror. Get myself ready, I go. Lately, though, as, well, I would say after becoming a 40-plus-year-old woman, the mirror has taken on sort of a different meaning. Suddenly, I'm paying more attention to it when I go by it. Now I have a mirror with two sides, magnified and regular. And even to the point that if I'm really, you know, stressed out and I can't see and my eyes get tired, I can slip these on, magnified. Can do each side. It's crazy. I mean, what am I doing with these glasses? So, you know, I kept thinking about it, and, you know, I was just wondering. I asked myself this question: why am I so compelled now to pay attention to what's in the mirror? So come on, let's face it. The forays to the mirror no longer are just for the quick get ready and let's go. Now we're coming to the mirror, and I don't think it's just 40-plus years. I don't think it's just 30-plus years. I think now, right into your 20s, you're stepping up to that mirror and you're giving it the old pull. And you don't just work it one way. It's not enough just to pull it up. No, 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 no. Then you got to take it from here, and you start doing all the angles. And it isn't just women, right, guys? I think the guys are doing it too. You know, we're all ponying up to the mirror, just seeing what time is handing us. Before you do anything at all, you have your makeup. You can put some makeup on. So I'm going to do my makeup routine. And let's see if I can get rid of the time that life has handed me so far. Because you have to be able to be comfortable with yourself. I mean, now we're living in this age of plastic surgery. Oops, got a wrinkle. I gotta go get that one cut out. Uh-oh, you know, the eyes are looking a little heavier. I don't look quite as bright. Okay, let's go get that nipped up. I mean, what is a person supposed to do? I'm not sure what message this is trying to send. So, I'm examining this. And that's to cover the dark purple circles. Sleep. It actually starts to show at a certain age. I know, crazy. So, our first step, we've got the eyes on. Like I didn't have my eyes on before. I remember when I was a kid, my mother used to say to me, I can't go out, I have to put on my face. And I would say to her, Mommy, but you have her face. Now I really understand what she meant. So anyway, then we're going to put on some lips, because I don't have those either. So I take a little bit of this makeup wand. It's all cover up. It's all concealer. But the questions I'm asking myself are, what are this eternal search for youth? Because for me, it really seems like youth comes from the inside and moves out. But our society tells us that youth comes from the outside. So I guess they're not even thinking about the inside. I went to this one site and it said facelift without invasive surgery. Obviously that sounds very interesting to anybody because it's so crazy, the idea of it. Turned out it was a makeup artist who was showing you how to sculpt a thinner nose, you know, increase your breast volume and that type of thing. You see, she was showing you just had to brush here and paint on makeup, and then you create the illusion of a thinner nose. You know, that's the bottom line here. Why do we want to create illusion? Because we're still going to have to get down to brass tacks. Then I take my lip liner. I have a very quick makeup operation. Good enough. Good enough for my demo. A little lipstick, because, you know, my mother never left home without lipstick. And I honestly have to agree, a little lipstick does make you feel spruced up. So, I did the blush. I did the liner. Here I am. You know, here I am. This is me with a little bit of help. Still no surgery. And speaking of surgery, this brings me to my next point. What about breasts? You know, I have to wonder. You know, these are mine. These are real. They're small, but they're mine. And I'm mystified. I'm wondering, do I need, let's see. Let me see. Is that better? You love me better now. Out of the astonishing 11.7 million cosmetic procedures performed in the U.S. in 2007, almost 400,000 women flocked to pay upward of $4,000 for breast augmentation surgery. You know, I'm looking at all these women with those boobies, and I'm wondering, is this what guys like? So let me ask you, Miguel. Have you had any experiences with plastic surgery? What's your take on plastic surgery?
Well, I dated a woman once that, in fact, had a boob job. And she was otherwise a very, very beautiful woman. She had a great figure, curvaceous, gorgeous ass, the whole deal. But she had to fundamentally disfigure that and get a boob job. And, you know, when I was making love to her, I mean, it was so great, but I just couldn't fucking touch her breasts. I mean, they were just so fake to me. I was so bewildered why someone who was endowed with such natural beauty and grace would have to do a thing like that. What would compel her to do that? And it was just, I just could never touch her.
So, you know, Miguel, you posed another really good question. And that is the issue of disfigurement, that people are willing to go to the length of disfigurement for some unknown reason to me. I mean, you know, walking in the street, every 1 in 5 people has a face pulled so tight that they look like they arrived from another planet. What do you make of this?
Well, honestly, maybe I'm an anomaly for a male, that I don't like big tits, and I particularly do not like fake ones above all. And maybe there's a sort of tabloid notion of what constitutes beauty in our culture. And you go to the checkout stand at the grocery store and you're just confronted with this bewildering array of beauty magazines, and on every one of them is a beautiful, bustful, lustful woman with these great tits and everything. And you know, what is a normal woman supposed to think? How can she live up to that ideal? And so maybe that plants the seed, well, I need to have a breast augmentation or something so that I can achieve that level of beauty and I can be adored and ogled over. I don't know. It's a very disturbing thing to me, and I think it's as much a cultural phenomena as anything. I don't think that, and maybe it's a fear of wanting to be accepted and loved and adored by members of the opposite sex, and just some compulsion to have that acceptance.
So then you would say that my investigation here is timely.
Of course, it's extremely timely, and it's a very important question.
And back to the questions that started this little journey. So after I put on my face, so that I'm not sure what, I can face the public now? I'm not sure. Can I make somebody love me better now with all of the war paint? I don't know. Do I like the way it makes me look? Yes. Do I feel pretty? Yes. But do I need it? Do I have to have it? That's the question. So now, we're going to remove it. We're going to remove it all. Take off the eyes. So, this brings me to the final question and what motivated this entire investigation. And that final question is, isn't me okay?